All right, so our spine is super important, obviously. It's the center of everything. Everything attaches around to it. And the correct position of the spine allows our essential internal organs to function correctly. So what we need is a tall spine, okay? So that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the strength and mobility of our spine. We're also going to focus on our breath. So if you have a block or a cushion, will do, as I have, just bring yourself to sit on the cushion or the block. Comfortable cross-leg position, doesn't matter where, anything that's comfortable to you. If you can achieve a lotus position, go ahead. Otherwise, a nice sukhasana or whatever's just comfortable to you. We put ourselves on a block just to raise our butt a little bit, which helps with the tall spine, okay? So to start, we're going to focus on our breath for a little while, and then we're going to focus on the spine, then we're going to start doing some slow movements, okay? Throughout the class, if you can, try to breathe through your nose. Your nose is an amazing bit of part of your body. It doesn't just bring the air in, it filters the air, it warms the air, and it humidifies the air. It also adds what is known as nitric oxide, which helps in the function of your lungs and the exchange of blood into the bloodstream. Sorry, the exchange of oxygen into the bloodstream. So wherever possible, breathe through your nose. And we'll start by tall spine, and we're going to take a couple of exaggerated breaths. So when we breathe in the nose as high as we can, as we breathe out, we're going to completely empty the lungs, okay? So in and two more. Now, you may feel a little lightheaded, that's absolutely fine. What we're going to do now, hands resting lightly on the knees. Try to relax this whole lower part of your body, no stiffness there. As we're breathing in through the nose, we're going to lengthen our spine. So as we breathe in, tall spine. And as we breathe out, relax the shoulders and relax everything else. So a couple of breaths at your own pace, where you're breathing in, tall spine, and breathing out, relaxing the shoulders. Close your eyes gently, focus on your breath. As you breathe in, visualize each of the vertebrae of your spine making a little bit of space for themselves from the next one. So that visualization will help you to raise your spine up nice and tall, nice straight back. And again, as you breathe out, relax the shoulders, relax everything down. Focusing on your breath is the easiest way to get towards the calmness of mind that's required for yoga. So throughout the class, if you can, return to your breath. Breathe in, tall spine. Breathe out and relax. Now, while you're focusing on breathing in, tall spine, and breathing out, relax, also make a mental count of how many seconds it takes to breathe fully in. Doesn't matter what the count is, 3, 4, 5, 9, doesn't matter. But what you're going to do is make the same count on the breath out. So breathe in, tall spine, and count. Breathe out, relax the body, and the same count, a symmetrical breath. Once you have that, you're thinking of two things now. Tall spine, relax. Breathing in and breathing out symmetrically. I'm going to add a third thing in. When you breathe in, silently repeat the mantra, so. And as you breathe out, silently repeat the mantra, hum. Breathing in, tall spine. Breathing out, relaxing. Breathing in, counting. Breathing out, same count. Breathing in, so. Breathing out, hum. If you're doing these three things in your mind, there's no spare capacity for the endless chatter of our inner voice. Doing this simple thing can bring us to a nice, calm, meditative state, ready for our practice. Okay, so open your eyes. As I said, throughout the lesson, try to return to your breath at all times. If you find your mind wandering, come back. If it helps, repeat the mantra, so, hum. So with that, we're just going to loosen up our neck and head and shoulders. So we'll start by, we're going to lead with our chin. As we breathe in, we're going to point our chin right up to the ceiling. And as we breathe out, we're going to breathe down and push the chin into the chest. Now do this at your own pace. Breathing in, chin goes all the way up, and you're counting still. And as you breathe out, chin comes down to the chest. Your breath guides your body movement. The length of the breath will determine the amount of time it takes you to move your head up and down. So keep the breath symmetrical, still doing the counting. And if you can, also repeating the mantra, so, hum. Try to get your chin up as high as it will go. And when you come back down, push your chin hard into the chest. Continue a few more at your own breath. Next time you come down to the neutral position, pause there. And what I'm going to do is simply we're going to move our head from left to right. Try to keep the rest of the body immobile, but try to get as far, as wide a range of movement as you can. Same thing, one breath is all the way from right to left. And the inhalation or exhalation is the return. So the same thing, your breath determines the speed of your head movement. And if you can, get the count the same, symmetrical breathing, and repeating so, hum. Very much at your own pace, depending on your breath. One more each side. Try to get the movement as far as you can. And then again, when you come back to neutral position, pause there. What we're going to do now is we're just going to loosen up our side neck and shoulders. Imagine there's a cord pulling your ear upwards. So all you're going to do is raise that ear up as far as it will go. If you wish, you can extend the same hand just to get an extra little stretch. And then down, and then the other side. Now, guess what? As you breathe in, the ear comes up. As you breathe out, the ear comes down. Breathe in, opposite side, and up. And again, at your own pace. This is just to try and stretch out this side muscles in the neck here. Try to get the ear up as high as it will go. Try to keep the rest of the body immobile, in particular your shoulders. Not always easy. Just get a nice stretch along the side. And relax when you come down. Arms up. Keep them fingertips parallel to your shoulders. Try to keep both arms the same height. And push out as if you're trying to push the walls. And we're just going to make little circles with our arms. Now try to ensure that your arms go back as far as they come forward. So you're not just doing this, you're getting the circles. Center point of the circles is a line through your shoulders. So you're going up, down, backwards and forwards. Nice slow. Again, don't forget to breathe. You can coordinate the breath, or you can just follow the breath. Try to keep the breath symmetrical again. And if you can, repeating the mantra, so hum. From here, we're going to bring our palms upwards, hands round to the front, and all we're going to do is just touch our shoulders. We're going to activate the muscles in our upper arms. So with feeling, quite tense, feel the power of your upper arms. And again, gently following your breath. One more. And then when your hands come to your shoulders, pause them there. We're going to make circles. So basically your elbows are going to come together in the middle as they go up, and then open out and round to the back. Naturally, you will breathe out as your elbows come together, and breathe in as your chest opens and your arms come back and down. Again, follow your breath. Symmetrical breathing, nice, slow, exaggerated movements, making the circles as big as you can, bringing your elbows together as close as they can, and following your breath. This will just gently open up our chest muscles, or the intercostals, and the muscles of our back, which support and move our spine. One more, and then relax, drop your hands down. If you've got the block or the cushion, you can take it out. If your cushion is like mine, it's nice and low and you prefer, you can leave it in, but otherwise you pop it out. We're just going to do a little side bend, so you might prefer that your butt is completely on the floor. Now, in this position, make sure that your two sit bones stay in contact with the floor at all times. If you find one butt lifting, you've gone a bit too far and you're missing the purpose of the twist. What we want to do is to get this lateral twist of our spine, okay? So all we do is we start with our left hand, we drop it down to the mat, our right hand comes up, and we just stretch away over to our left side. Just go as far as you can, keeping your sit bones on the floor. If your elbow comes down to the mat, great. If not, you want to leave it extended, that's fine too. We're just trying to get that nice curve and a nice side body stretch. Our spine is a nice flexion. And just hold it there for a second. As before, don't forget to breathe. Notice how your breath is slightly different. One side of your body is constricted, while the other is opened. So you will feel the diaphragm moving a bit differently. Try to breathe through that. And feel that intense stretch in the side body. Feels good. And come up. Swap the hands out. Put your right hand down to the mat. And same thing, the opposite side. Depending which side your legs are crossed, there will be a slight lift in your knee on one side or the other. Don't let that worry you. Just try to keep the sit bones connected to the mat. And again, feel that intense side stretch and feel the difference in the movement in the diaphragm. Come up, relax. Alright, now we're just starting to warm everything up. So this is a nice side to side movement with the spine. So now we're going to do the forward and back. So come up onto your, what we call a tabletop position. So your knees are hip width apart and your knees are directly below your hips. Your toes can be engaged on the mat or flat on the mat, whichever you prefer. Hands directly below your shoulders and shoulder width apart, and spread your hands so you've got a nice solid grip. From here, what we're going to do, same as we did with the earlier exercise of our neck, lead with the chin. As we breathe in, we're going to lead and push that chin as far towards the ceiling as it goes, and have a curvature in our lower spine. Okay, so this, and then as we breathe out, the opposite. The middle of the back comes up, raises up to the ceiling, and the chin goes into the chest. So this completes flexion of the spine. As before, your breath is going to guide you. So you breathe in, you count, and you breathe out. Symmetrical breathing, the same count. Nice and slow, nice and measured. Moving the spine as far as you can in each direction. Should feel a nice stretch in the lower back and in the middle back as you stretch upwards. One more, and come to the neutral position. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to extend your right leg out behind you and your left hand in front. And you're trying to get everything as straight as it can go. So this right leg is pushing out behind you, toes down towards the floor, your palm of your hand pushing forward and your fingers pointing up to the ceiling. We're just going to hold there for a second. You'll feel a little bit of stretching in the spine. Now, next breath out, you're going to bring your elbow to your knee. Breathe in, push forward. Breathe out, elbow to knee. Again, as always, guided by your breath and counting the breath, making sure it's symmetrical breath. Breath in is the same length as the breath out. And one more. And then back to the neutral position. And from here, swap it out. Left leg goes back. Right hand comes forward. Again, toes pointing down to the floor, fingers pointing up to the ceiling. And push. Push with your heel and the palm of your hand away from one another. A couple of breaths there. And next natural breath out, elbow to knee. Breath guiding your movements, breath symmetrical. One more. And back to the neutral position. Okay, from here, I hope you've all done up dog and down dog. I'm just going to show you quickly what they are, and then you're going to do them again according to your breath. So the up dog is hands, you start in like a push-up position, you drop the body, your feet are flat on the floor, and again your chin pushes up. The only 2 points of contact are your hands and the tops of your feet, okay? So, up dog is like this, chin going up. Down dog, if you haven't already done it, is the inverse. So your body is in like a 90 degrees angle, your stomach is coming towards your thighs, your arms are pushing your body away from you, and your chin is coming against your chest. You are trying to get your feet on the floor, your ankle, your heels, and these sit bones are turning up towards the ceiling. Okay? So as before, we're going to do it with our breath. As we breathe in, we're into our up dog, and as we breathe out, down dog. So continue that for a few repetitions at your own pace. Feel your body, feel your spine, feel the limits of your movement. And each time you get in the position, try to go a millimeter or two further. Next time you're in up dog, down dog, pause, and then you're going to drop your knees and sit up. So that's 2 ranges of movement now with our spine. So let's start looking at the third. You come into what we call malasana. So your feet are about shoulder width and a half apart, and your butt comes down in between your thighs. Okay, this is malasana, garland pose. So if you struggling a bit with your heels to the floor, you can by all means put a block or a book or something underneath your heels to help you. You can adjust the distance of your feet to suit so that you can sit comfortably. And what we're going to do is our elbows go to our knees, we come into a prayer position, and as we breathe in, we straighten our spine. As we breathe out, we push our knees gently apart. Now from here, you're going to take your left hand, drop it down to your right angle, then your left shoulder drops towards your left knee, and you're going to twist. You're going to bring this arm up. Okay? You've got a little bit of a twist in there. Try to hold that position. Again, focus on your breath. Nice, relaxed breathing. Then down, release the hands, back into the prayer. And then right hand comes up, drops down to the left ankle, right shoulder to the right knee, and then left hand comes up to the ceiling and your twist. And relax. So we're down here again. We're going to put our hands flat on the floor in front of us, and very gently, very carefully, we're going to just straighten our legs. Okay? Now only go as far as you can go. You can adjust your feet position if you wish. You can lift your hands off the floor a little bit if you wish. But as you breathe out, you're straightening up. And breathing in, coming back down. as you can guess, at your own pace. And next time you come up, release your hands slowly up into a standing position. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. We're going to do the same as we did before, but instead of the circles, we're going to do backwards movements now. I want to show you from the side so you can see. We're not doing this. We're coming just backwards and into neutral position. The reason for this is we're activating the muscles of the back that don't often get used. And by swinging, we're just using momentum. So we come back to neutral position and stop. Breathe in, come back, breathe out, come forward. Nice and slow, nice and measured. The muscles of the back are quite often weak through bad posture, and this weakness leads in turn again to worse posture. So these simple exercises, the arm circles and these backwards hand flaps, can strengthen the trapezius muscles in the back, which can help us to keep our spine erect. Alright, relax. So we'll do a little surya namaskar, but we're going to do it Harry style. So it's a little bit slower, and I'll talk you through each movement. But at all times, what I want you to do is be fully aware of your body. Whatever position in, whatever you're doing, really concentrate on the muscles that are activated, but also focus on your breath. And again, try to keep the breath in and the breath out symmetrical. If you're working, sometimes it gets a little bit harder, but try and do that. Try to focus on Soham and try to breathe in at least through the nose. So if you come to the top of your mat in Samastiti, and I'll explain Samastiti, toes almost touching, heels a little bit apart, muscles of your lower legs are engaged to push you forward, and your thighs are tense, your knees are lifted. Then we're going to tilt the hips, what we call a posterior pelvic tilt. So you imagine the pubis bone coming up towards the navel. So you've got all that, your legs are engaged, your pelvis is tilted up, your upper body lifts up, shoulders dropped, hands sharply down the sides. This is Samastiti, head is up, everything's engaged. So at the top of your mat in Samastiti, reconnect with your breath. And from here, pranayama, prayer position. Your thumbs are on your sternum and your fingers are sharpened forwards. The rest of your body is in Samastiti, it's just this, and your hands are pushing together. So you're a calisthenic resistance exercise, pushing your palms strongly together. From here, Urdhva Hasta, arms come up, you're stretching up through the pinky finger, you're looking up between your hands, your palms are turning towards the rear of you. From here, we stick our butt out for an anterior pelvic tilt, and we gently fold down into Uttanasana. You've got to fold as far as you can, micro-bend your knees, drop your hands down wherever they naturally come to, and imagine your sit bones, like in down dog, turning up towards the ceiling. This is going to naturally lengthen the muscles in the back of your leg and tend to straighten your knees. But don't straighten your knees, let the pelvis tilt achieve that for you. Relax the rest of your upper body. Breathe in through your nose. Make sure you're breathing symmetrically. A couple of breaths here. Allow your upper body to just relax. Feel your sit bones turning up towards the ceiling. Feel the intense stretch in the back of the legs. I'm going to turn around so you can see a bit better. From here, you're going to look up. You're going to take a big step back with your right leg. Drop your right knee, flatten the right foot to the floor. And if you're comfortable, you're going to come up. If you're more comfortable, you can put your hands on your knee for balance. Or if you're really not sure, you can put your hands down here, that's fine too. If you are up, what we're going to do Left heel and right shin are pushing firmly into the mat. Upper body is up, nice and straight, and you're pushing hard into the mat. Heel and right shin pushing firmly, leg muscles fully engaged, really pushing into the mat. Rest of your body is up or on your hands, wherever you are, as long as you're making that conscious effort to push these legs down into the mat. Hold that push for a second or two. And then we're going to relax forward. So you're dropping your hips stay parallel to the floor and parallel to the short edge of the mat. And you just drop forward wherever you're comfortable to. But the point is, relax. Your breath should not be constricted in any way. If your hands are here, it's absolutely fine. Or again here, wherever's comfortable to you. You're just pushing or just allowing the hips to drop gently towards the mat. Just feel that stretch on this iliopsoas muscle on the right leg. From here, we're going to push again. Left heel and right shin, pushing down really hard into the mat. Shoulders up, chest up. Don't forget to breathe, but making a conscious effort to firmly push into the mat. You're trying to lift off the mat if you can. This is accentuating this stretch. Couple more breaths. Push. Nice and hard. And once more, relax. Dropping the hips down towards the mat. Again, if you're here, that's absolutely fine too. Whatever you prefer. From here, hands come down. Engage your right toe, lift your right knee, and your left leg comes back to join it. Plank, high plank. Now, you've got a choice here. You can either do our chaturanga dandasana, which I'll demonstrate first. Come up on your toes, then forward and hold in a low plank. Or, if you prefer, knees, chest and chin, which is Ashtanga Namaskar. So whatever you prefer, let's do that now. I like chaturanga. So up and into the low position. Now, if you're knees, chest and chin, you're going to slide forward and up into your cobra. If you're in chaturanga dandasana, you're going to drop your feet and come into your up dog. Whichever position you're following now. Same thing though, chin in both cases up towards the ceiling. Chest comes forward and up. From here, engage the toes into your down dog. Same thing as before, stomach goes onto your thighs, knees can be gently flexed, bent, and aiming to get your sit bones turning up towards the ceiling. A few moments there, then right leg comes up. Hold it there for a second. Allow the weight to push your left heel down towards the mat. Then you're going to look forward. Right leg comes in between your hands. And if you can, we're going to stand up into a standing lunge. I'm going to turn around again so you can see a little bit more clearly. There's three things we're going to do with a standing lunge. We're going to, first of all, drop our hips, just like we did before, towards the mat. So again, hips are parallel to the floor and parallel to the short edge of the mat. That's the first thing. So this knee might naturally bend a little. Second thing is we're going to tilt the hips. Pubis is coming back up towards your navel. Once you've got that, the third thing is this back leg is going to straighten as far as it possibly can. And from here, hold a few breaths. Focus on the pelvic tilt and the straightening of this back leg. From here, hands down either side. Left leg comes up to meet the right leg. Back into our Uttanasana, stomach onto the thighs, knees slightly bent, hip bones up towards the ceiling, upper body relaxed. From here, look forward, bend knees, arms, biceps up by your ears into our chair position. Your hips are the same thing, pubis is coming up towards the navel, knees are pushed together, arms up nice and high. Hold there for a couple of breaths. Hatha, back up again, nice big tall stretch, up through the little finger, down into pranayama, pushing again, those hands and the fingers sharpen forwards. From here, samasthiti, and check your position again. Check that you've got the correct pelvic tilt, upper body is nice and tall, hands are sharpened down. Good breaths to reconnect, and then from there, once more, pranayama, Hatha, nice and high, little back bend, and then fold forwards, once again into our Uttanasana, slightly micro-flex the knees, imagine those sit bones turning up towards the ceiling, naturally straightening back muscles of the legs. Relax the upper body. From here, look up. Left leg, nice big step back. Left knee to the floor. Left foot flat on the floor. Upper body comes up, or if you prefer, stay here. Or if you like this is called equestrian pose. Or if you can, you're happy with the balance, you can come up. Once again, right heel and left shin pushing really firmly into the mat. We're really aggressively pushing into the mat. We're trying to lift ourselves up. Chest is up nice and high. Arms can be here, they can be up, they can be on the knees, doesn't matter. It's a balance and strength in the legs. Reconnect with your breath. Keep pushing firmly into the mat. This should be quite hard work at this stage. And relax forward. Same thing. Hips dropping equally, parallel, down towards the mat. This stretching a little bit more, this bending a little bit more. Equestrian is quite good for this, but we're relaxing. Just allowing it to naturally fall. Gravity is pulling us down, naturally in towards the mat. Once more from here, push. Right heel, left shin firmly into the mat. Muscles are extremely engaged. Breath is slow and even as possible. Breath is symmetrical. Breathing in through the nose. Reconnect with your breath and so hum. Keep pushing firmly into the mat and relax again once more. Feel how the muscles feel a little bit differently. Try to relax them and drop them down towards the mat. From here, hands either side of the mat in front of you. Left toes engaged, left heel comes off. Right leg comes back into our high plank. And we'll hold that for a second. Once again, to show you, can be knees, chest, chin, and from there into cobra. So that's Ashtanga Namaskar into Bhujangasana. Or if you prefer, Chaturanga Dandasana and into our up dog. Ardha Mukha Shavasana. From here, engage the toes into our down dog. Once again, stomach onto your thighs. Naturally bend your knees a little bit. Then focus on those sit bones turning up to the ceiling. From here, left leg comes up, weight comes down onto the right leg, and that's naturally pushing that right heel into the mat. You can micro bend the right knee. From here, look forward, left leg in between your hands, and we're standing up for our standing lunge. So once again, the three movements are, we're going to drop our hips in towards the mat, we're going to turn our pelvis, what we call our posterior pelvic tilt. Imagine the pubis bone turning up towards the navel, and then we focus on straightening that back leg. So drop, tilt, and stretch. Once more, chest nice and high. Reconnect with your breath. Wherever possible, breathing through the nose. Trying to keep the breath symmetrical. And silently repeating the mantra, so hum. From here, hands down either side. Gently raise the weight, focus the weight. Lift your right leg, bring it through to join your left leg. Once more, Uttanasana. Micro bend the knees, focus on the sit bones towards the ceiling. Relax the upper body, you can join the opposite elbow if you wish. And from here, look forward, bend knees, arms up by your ears, pubis to the navel, knees squeezing together, upper body up nice and high. Uttanasana, chair pose. Reconnect with your breath. And gently, slowly up into Hatha. Nice big stretch, really stretch that up. And pranayama. Don't forget to push, isometric push against each other's your hands. Chest is nice and high. And samasthiti. Now, that's one round of surya namaskar, the way that Harry does it. Do that first thing in the morning. It can take you 15-20 minutes, and every part of your body is nicely loosened up. So, as always, I've gone way over time because I love doing this so much. So, what we'll do, I think we'll go straight to our balance pose. Now, if you wish, you can use your block. Okay, we're going to do Vriksasana, which is tree pose. So let's start with my left leg, your right leg. If you wish, you can stand on the block. Okay, you don't have to, just if you prefer. There's four major positions you've got a choice. So, first of all, we're in samasthiti, and I'll show you the move first, and then we can do it together. Okay. So samasthiti, then you're going to slightly shift your weight so that your supporting leg, in this case your right leg, is taking most of the weight. Then you lift the left leg off the floor. Now, toes on the ground and heel against your opposite ankle is the first position. If you're comfortable, you can put your foot on your calf. If you're nice and flexible and you feel this way, you can bring it onto your upper thigh. Okay, and if you want to do this, you can also do a half butterfly. Okay, so whichever position you choose, we're going to have our hands wherever we have them. Okay, so let's do that together. Start off in samasthiti. Make sure we have all our muscles engaged, the pelvic tilt, stomach engaged, chest up nice and high, sharpen down the fingers. Then gently shift your weight onto your right leg. Lift your leg into the position of your choice. Doesn't matter where it is, as I say, whatever's comfortable. This is absolutely fine, and so is this. Wherever you're comfortable. From here, what you're going to do is push this knee towards the rear. This is actually pelvic opening as well as balance. So we're working on the strength of our supporting leg our overall balance, and the opening of our haunches. So as I say, wherever you're comfortable, go to that position. Your hands can be there for balance, they can be on your hips, you can be in prayer position, or you can have them above your head. Whoops, I'm out of practice too. It's been a long holiday. So focusing on the balance, the knee pushing back, and wherever you're comfortable. A few breaths here. And relax, lift the leg up and gently bring it down. Shake off the supporting leg. And let's do the other side. So again, we're in Samasthiti. Nice tall chest, tall spine, chest up. Nice, and everything is engaged. Pelvis tilt. And we start to shift the weight onto the left leg. Bring the right leg into the position of our choice. Wherever it is, doesn't matter. The point is you're balancing. And even if your one foot is on the floor, you're still balancing. It's good. We're working on the proprioception muscles in our supporting leg. This knee pushing towards the rear to open up this pelvis. And then hands wherever's comfortable. Once again, reconnect with the breath. Try to focus on opening the pelvis area and on the breath. Okay, very good. Relax the hands down. Lift the knee away, lift it up, nice high, just an extra little stretch, and then down. There we are. Now let's see what time we've got. Okay, so we're going to do some stretches now, some spine stretches. And we'll do a Setu Bandha, then we'll do our Shavasana, and we'll do a little guided meditation. So we'll start off, we're in Samasthiti again, and we're going to do Urdhva Hasta, but instead of just Urdhva Hasta, we're going to come up on our tippy toes, okay? So nice high stretch up on the tippy toes, so the whole of the body, and you're really trying to get up as high as you possibly can. Hold it there for a second. Then what you're going to do, I'm just turning to show you, keep on your tippy toes, but bend your knees, keep your knees together, come all the way down to halfway, and hold. Then back up again, still on tippy toes, stretching up, nice and high. And once more, down, down, halfway and hold. Just give a little bit of a workout for those legs. And then down and relax. So I think what we'll do is we'll do what we call a simple seated stretch. I'm just going to mute so that everyone's where are we? There it is. Okay, cool. So our simple seated stretch is a nice, easy, cross-legged position, okay? Doesn't matter where it is, whatever's comfortable to you, whatever position allows you to have a bit of freedom, but to be stable in a small spine, okay? So what we'll do is we'll start with our right hand up in the air. Your left hand's going to come around behind you. Your right hand's going to drop down to your left knee, and you're going to twist your spine. Now, key thing is, sit bones stay on the floor, knees stay down as low as possible, okay, as before. So you're up, comes behind, your hand is supporting you, your left hand is behind you supporting you, and you use this right hand to pull you round into the twist. So that you get the full twist in all three sections of your spine, you look towards the rear. So your lower back is twisting, your cervical is twisting, your shoulders are coming all the way back round, and you're looking behind you. Once you've gone as far as you can go, You need to relax. You need to reconnect with your breath. As you breathe in, tall spine. As you breathe out, you can try to turn a millimeter or two further into the twist. As you're breathing in, count the breath. As you're breathing out, make the breath the same count, symmetrical breathing. This is also a very good time to reconnect with So Hum. One last big breath in, tall spine. Breathe out, just turn a tiny bit more into the stretch. And then release. Relax back round to the front. If you wish to switch your cross-legged position, don't have to, whatever feels comfortable. And we'll do the opposite. We'll lift up our left hand, right hand comes round behind us, left hand to right knee, and a nice twist all the way round, keeping sit bones on the floor, keeping knees as low to the mat as possible, and a nice twist. Breathe in, tall spine. Breathe out, gently turn just a millimeter or two further into the twist. Breathe in, count the breath. Breathe out, the same count. One last big breath in, tall spine. Breathe out, just go a millimeter or two further. And then relax, back round to the front. And we'll just alternate the twist, just loosen up those muscles in the back, make sure nothing's too constricted. Nice, gentle, harmless little twist. Okay, let's do just a quick Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So we're going to come onto our back, our knees are together, our heels coming up close towards our butt, and all we're going to do, quite simply, is just lift our hips up towards the ceiling. So you'll now be supported just by your heels and just by your shoulders, and you're pushing as far as you can up nice and high to the ceiling. You can link your hands below if you wish. It's not necessary, wherever they are. Relax and push those hips as far to the ceiling as you can go. Hold it there for a second. Bring your knees together. The second half of this move is the hips up and the knees together. And relax down. Take a breath or two. Make sure your heels are quite close and your knees are together. And then once more, hips up to the ceiling, high as you can go. Don't strain. If you feel a pinch in your lower back, you come back a little bit. Just try to get those hips gently up. Feel a stretch. Feel your muscles working. Feel the leg muscles pulling the knees together. Gives it a completely different feel. You can even put the block between your knees and squeeze. A couple more breaths here. And drop down. Drop your legs flat to the floor into your Shavasana. So your legs will be slightly apart. Feet will naturally flop out. Hands down to the side, around 45 degrees away from the body. Palms up to the ceiling. Try to visualize getting as much of your body in contact with the mat as possible. Now at this point, if you want to dim the lights or cover yourself with a blanket, I want you to be comfortable. We're going to do a little bit of breath work and then a small visualization and guided meditation. So in your Shavasana, make sure you're comfortable. Like I said, if you've got dim the lights or cover yourself with a blanket or whatever you want to do, just to make sure that you're nice and comfortable. Now in your Shavasana, I'm hoping your eyes are gently closed now. Make sure you're comfortable. Make any last minute adjustments to your position. Anything's bothering you, just move it a little bit so it's fully relaxed. The idea of Shavasana, it's an extremely difficult position. The idea is your body is fully relaxed and your mind is empty. The reason Shavasana is so difficult is because normally when you meet those two conditions, you fall immediately to sleep. Yoga Nidra is to bring you to the point just before sleep, where your mind is empty, and then bring you back into consciousness again. So we do this with a little bit of breath work and a little bit of visualization. So we'll start at your own pace. We're going to breathe in through your nose as deeply as you can. Use every part of your body to breathe in. Expand your stomach, expand your chest, move your shoulders back, breathe in as deeply as you can, and then slowly exhale. The breath in should be as half the time it takes to exhale. So you're going to do a few of these at your own pace. So breathe in and count. And as you breathe out, twice the amount. If your breath in is 4, your breath out must be 8. Whatever the breath is, breathing in, deep, deep, deep inhale. The breath out. Twice the count. A couple at your own pace. Now, allow your breath to return to normal. What you're going to do is you're not going to control the breath in any way. You're going to just observe your breath. Breathe in through the nose, deeply, naturally, not forced, but nice and slow. Make a count of the breath. As you gently breathe out, make that breath symmetrical. Now, follow your breath. Don't try to control it. Count it, be aware of it. Now, as we did earlier, visualize your spine. Don't physically move, just visualize each of your vertebrae making naturally a little bit of space, an even space between the next vertebrae. No physical movement, this is just in your mind. You're following your breath. You're visualizing each vertebrae just making a little bit of space for itself. Not controlling the breath, just following it. Now, next breath in, you're going to feel a little bit of warmth at each point in your back. At each vertebrae, you're going to feel a little bit of warmth as you breathe in. As you breathe out, that warmth remains. When you breathe in again, it just gets a degree warmer. Feel the heat being generated in each vertebrae. From your neck all the way down to your pelvis. Be aware of the breath, aware of the heat, aware of the relaxation Now, being aware of your breath, being aware of the heat. Now I want you to listen, not chant, but listen for so, hum. As you breathe in, the sound that's naturally made is so. And as you breathe out, the natural sound of hum can be heard. So following your breath, being aware of the warmth in your spine, and listening for so, hum. Yeah. Each repetition of so and hum counts as 1. Now we're going to count backwards from 11 to 0. Focusing on the breath. Breath is symmetrical. Focusing on the heat in your vertebrae. Listening for so, hum. And counting from 11 to 0. And go. Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Hari Om Tat Sat. Keeping aware of your breath. Come back into your body. Feel your body. Be aware of your body again. You can just gently start to wiggle your fingers, flex your toes. Stay connected with your breath, but just be aware. You can start to move your spine. Move your spine from side to side, just to push against the mat in different directions, just so you can feel your spine and start wakening up your body. When you're ready, you can interlace your fingers, turn your palms away from you, put them above your head and give a full body stretch. Push your heels away from you, push your palms the other direction. Whole body stretch. Nice big stretch. You can bend and just move your shoulders, get everything feeling back into your body. Then when you're ready, you can just turn gently over onto your right side, bring your knees up, use your right arm as a pillow, and just spend a couple of breaths there so that your body is aware. You're going to sit back up in a moment. When you're ready, keep your eyes closed for now. Come back up into a nice, comfortable, seated position. You can use your block or your cushion. And we're going to just spend a moment on our breath once more. Once you're up into your seated position, we're going to do the same again. We're just going to breathe in, just naturally, no control. Breathe in and tall spine. Visualize each vertebrae making its own little bit of space. And as you breathe out, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the rest of the body. Breathing in, so, tall spine. Breathing out, relax, hum. Nice breaths there. Gently open your eyes. And your hands, same position of pranayama. This time it's called Anjali Mudra. Your thumbs against your sternum, fingers sharply forward. And carry on Tatsu. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free. You can email afterwards if you prefer. But otherwise, I hope to see you on Sunday for a yin session. It'll be an hour and 15. It'll be a deep relaxation with some longer stretches, all seated or prone. So no exertion for a Sunday. So yes, thank you for joining and see you next time. Carry on.